Hey everyone, and welcome to Cooking Companion TV. I'm Jenna Edwards, and this is a recipe demo of creamy coleslaw with dairy-free and vegan options. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. This recipe is adapted from Bobby Flay via the Food Network. Of course, we start with shredding cabbage, and you can do this by hand with a knife or with a mandolin. It's easiest to chop the cabbage into quarters and then shred it from there. Or you can use a food processor if you have to make a large portion. And you should remove the core, which is just one quick chop once you've got it in quarters. I'm using half a small head of green cabbage for a cookout of 8 people, and I'll still have leftovers. And remember, the thinner you make the shreds, the quicker it softens and the easier it is to chew. And then we'll shred a carrot. I'm using the big holes of a cheese grater, but your food processor would work great if you already have it out. I do recommend peeling it first because I ended up picking out the pieces with the tough skin, and that's just for big carrots. If you're using smaller, younger carrots, the skin isn't as tough and it'd be fine to leave it. Now let's work on the dressing. We'll grate a Spanish onion, just a tablespoon of it. And I'm using a microplane here, so it's really just pulverizing the onion into mush, and that is what we want because it'll be whisked into everything else. So you get the flavor of the onion without biting into a big chunk. We then add the white vinegar, and now the biggest adaptation I made was substituting Dijon mustard for mayonnaise. I do this a lot for vegan versions and it works like a charm here. So I start with a couple or 4-ish tablespoons, a quarter of a cup, and then I add a scoop or 2 of vegan sour cream, which is a cultured cashew cream, and I have a video of that on the channel. You can try eliminating the sour cream part completely, but I really like the sour tang that it adds to the whole dressing. Now add some salt and pepper and a couple pinches of sugar. This is just to take the bitterness out of the onion. So add a little, taste it, add a little more as you need, just until the flavor smooths out, and stir it all together. Keep tasting it and add more sugar as you need. You will see what I mean. Now I probably added a teaspoon of sugar in all, but it really depends on your onion and how pungent it is. The original recipe calls for using dry mustard and mayonnaise, but since I'm subbing Dijon, I don't need as much of the dry mustard, but I still need some. The spicy mustard really brightens up the earthiness of the cabbage and the carrots, so sprinkle in a little and stir it in, and then taste and add more until you feel your sinuses open up just a little. And then add more sour cream if you like that sour tang. And just keep adjusting with more sugar to balance out the bitterness and sour cream to balance out the bite of the mustard and the vinegar. You don't want to mute any of these flavors. You should just keep them all in check because they work together really well. So when you taste, no one flavor should stand out, but they should all work together. And once you're pleased with your dressing, mix it in with the veggies. If you're doing this the day before, throw everything into a large Ziploc bag and toss it around. That's the quickest way to evenly distribute the dressing while storing the cabbage. It does need a few hours to sit so the cabbage softens, but putting it together on the morning of your cookout is plenty of time. The key is Dijon mustard. It's creamy like mayonnaise with an extra spicy tang, and because there's no mayonnaise, it can safely sit outside during your cookout without spoiling. Well, that's it for this recipe demo of creamy, tangy coleslaw. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe to this channel for more demos just like this. I'm Jenna Edwards, and thanks for watching.